Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Untamed Mando. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking more about Ahsoka because that is the hot thing to talk about today. Basically, Ahsoka, like, if you haven't already seen my review on episodes 1 and 2 of Ahsoka, I have it on my channel, so if you would please go and watch those, or watch that episode. And, yeah, let me know your thoughts on, what we're about to talk about, because apparently a lot of Ahsoka right now is getting mixed reviews, even on the panel with my friends yesterday, Ryan, Roman of the Empire and Jerker Voice and many others on, a panel yesterday. It was very mixed, but the best opinion was meh. It seems the consensus is it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It has potential and it could be better, but there's just so many plot holes and so many canon breaking things. It's kind of hard to really enjoy if you are a fan of Star Wars and if you've seen Rebels or Clone Wars, where most of Ahsoka Tano's character is. And for those who have not seen Rebels or Clone Wars, it's kind of hard to understand what's going on, because a lot of these characters have a lot of backstory and you don't get that from the first 2 episodes. You just kind of assume that a lot of these characters have histories together, but it's not really explained. So it's a mixed bag, and according to Screen Rant, it is not doing too great right now as far as the the view numbers and the box office. So let's get right into it. We are on Screen Rant. Basically, mixed Ahsoka reviews drop its Rotten Tomatoes score below all seasons of The Mandalorian. And before this, Mandalorian Season 3 was the lowest Star Wars watched show, I think, at all at that point. So I thought Ahsoka was better than Season 3 of Mandalorian, but that was just me. I thought it was at least a little bit better than that, so. Alright, Ahsoka has already received mixed critiques, reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, dropping its score below all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian. Ahsoka has already received a mixed array of critics' reviews, dropping its Rotten Tomatoes ranking below all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian. When the series debuted in 2019, The Mandalorian was an instant hit among Star Wars fans and critics alike, with praise being issued for its original Western style. That reception has waned over the years, with The Mandalorian Season 3 criticized on many fronts, and early reviews are now taking Ahsoka to task. I think a lot of it is we're just tired of getting subpar Star Wars. Star Wars used to be so good, and we're just tired of getting meh. It's just all meh. A lot of it isn't the worst, but it's not great, and we're just tired of seeing that. So that's just my opinion, though. Let me know your opinions in the comments. Why do you think that Star Wars is in such a state as it is right now? Is it solely Disney's fault? Is it a mixture of the critics, Disney, and just people just don't like sci-fi anymore? Or is it something else that I'm not thinking of? Let me know down in the comments what your opinions are. Early critic reviews for Ahsoka are mixed, with the show's Rotten Tomatoes score initially sitting at 83%. While respectable, this falls beneath the ratings of all seasons of The Mandalorian, as the first 2 seasons both rest at 93% and Season 3 hovers just above Ahsoka at 85%. Criticisms range from the lightsaber fight choreography to the characters being part of showrunner Dave Filoni's niche corner in the Star Wars universe. And yes, this is true. Dave Filoni was the main person behind Clone Wars and Rebels, and there's kind of a subsect within the Star Wars fandom that's just really die-hard Clone Wars and Rebels fans. I would not fall into the die-hard category, but I did enjoy Clone Wars, and I thought Rebels was okay. I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as Clone Wars, but it was not bad. It's even in today's terms of good and bad. It was not bad. So, what are the critics saying about Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2? An 83% score is still strong despite coming in lower than The Mandalorian. Critics praised Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2 for nailing the look and feel of Star Wars, unsurprising given Filoni being at the helm. Many heralded the show as bringing a fresh spin to Star Wars, allowing audiences to easily equate themselves with characters previously known only in animation. Some went as far as to call the show must-see TV, describing Ahsoka as the most exciting Star Wars project in years. I think it's better than a lot of things we've seen since Disney took over Star Wars. Do I think it's the best? Absolutely not. I think Rogue One still blows it out of the water. I think Rogue One was probably the best Disney Star Wars that we're going to get. Rebels not too far behind, because Rebels was the first cartoon or animated style of Star Wars since Disney's takeover. And in fact, they ended Clone Wars so they could begin Rebels. So confusingly, there were a number of reviews on the other end of the spectrum. A few critics complained that the series was missing the George Lucas ingredient, although simultaneously suggested Ahsoka wasn't trying to explore new themes. The show's lightsaber fights were another point of criticism, as some reviewers were left unimpressed by the choreography. An initial overall critic rating lower than The Mandalorian Season 3 is surprising, as the show struggled to remember its identity and rushed through the plot. However, the reviews for Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2 are still early, and only 46 critics have chimed in on Rotten Tomatoes with their thoughts. As more reviews are shared and the full series plays out, a more definitive rating for Ahsoka will be determined. And Ahsoka episodes release on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then 9 p.m. Eastern on Disney Plus. So most of you know my feelings on the episodes 1 and 2. I will say, as far as the critiques, I agree some of the lightsaber combat was a little lackluster. I disagree with how they are handling Sabine Wren's character. My name is Untamed Mando, so Mandalorian, and Sabine Wren is a Mandalorian. And her fight scene with the lightsaber was trash. Just trash. I don't understand why they had to make her seem so incompetent. Like she hasn't been in any kind of conflict in the last, 7 years, which that could be the case. It could be when Lothal, fell out of the hands of the Empire and became a rebel, and the Empire fell. Maybe she hasn't needed to do anything since then, but that doesn't make sense, because the New Republic needs people to help it build if it's going to be a competent regime, which a lot of the new Disney Star Wars is not showing the New Republic as being very confident. That's just kind of the big overarching theme that I'm seeing with a lot of Disney Star Wars projects when we see people in the New Republic. So it could just be me saying that, but that's just what I have noticed and what I have observed going into the new Disney Star Wars. I haven't watched everything, I'll be honest. I tried to watch a few episodes of Kenobi, and I just didn't care for it. It was boring. I don't like what they did with Kenobi. I feel like the other thing that Star Wars keeps doing with the characters that are already pre-established is they make them old and just, I don't even know what the word really is, just useless. Once they got old, they just became useless, and they need someone to kick them in gear. It's just that same trope of, I've done my time, I'm going to retire, and you can't make me come out of retirement. I'm going to do whatever the heck I want. And then somebody else coming hey, you need to get back on the horse. You need to, do better. I'm tired of seeing that trope in Star Wars. We saw it with Luke Skywalker. We saw it with Obi-Wan. We saw it now with Sabine Wren, and there's others that we've seen it with. And I'm tired of the old man being useless trope. Give the older generation a break, all right? Did they do everything right? No. But I feel like a lot of these Disney properties, especially in Star Wars, is just saying that the old is out and bad. And it doesn't have to be that way. Let's pass the torch on. It doesn't have to be the youngsters yanking the torch out of the person's hand, Or in this case, throwing the lightsaber, the old man throwing the lightsaber off of a rock into the ocean. Like, I kind of wish they would do a different idea with this. And I'll admit, the plot's really cool. I like the idea of the plot. I think that the actors playing the characters are doing a good job. I think that the execution just needs to be a little bit better. And with characters that were from Rebels, and we're seeing them again after about 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah, someone's going to change a lot in 7 years, but they're not going to completely turn their back on something unless there is something ginormous, earth-shattering that happened to them. And yes, Sabine lost Ezra. That does change a person when you lose someone. But she's also a Mandalorian, and that in Mandalorian culture, it's just, I don't know. If you guys are interested in Mandalorian culture, let me know, and I'll try and do some informational videos on it. But there's so many other YouTube channels out there that do a way better job than I would about Mandalorian culture. But still, let me know in the comments section if you want me to try and do maybe a little bit of lore video on Mandalorian culture. Because I don't like what Disney has done with my Mandos. I just don't. It's supposed to be a very strong warrior race. Not really a race, warrior people. And it just seems like that they're either showing the super extreme fanatical people or the ones who just don't care anymore and have given up on being a Mandalorian, basically. And it's just, neither one is absolutely right. There's aspects that are correct, yes, but I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on, what do you think that's going to happen in episode 3? Do you think that they're going to fix some of the issues that were in episode 1 and 2? Who do you think is behind the mask of that third person, Marek or whatever? What is his identity? Because we were theorizing earlier on Roman's show yesterday that or was it yesterday? This video is probably going to come out in a couple days. So a few days ago on Thursday, we were debating on who is behind the mask. Who's that third person in the trio of Dark Jedi? Because they are not Sith. They are not Sith. Sith have an entire code like the Jedi do. They are not Sith because they do not go by the Sith code. They are Dark Jedi because he has a lot of mannerisms and personality of a Jedi. He was a Jedi. His Padawan looks very Jedi-like. So he is a Dark Jedi. He is not a Sith, and he is not a Jedi. He is a Dark Jedi. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you think... If you liked Ahsoka, let me know. Let me know what you liked about it, because there are things that I did enjoy about the episodes. I just wish there was a couple of just big things for me that I could not get past. But that is also because I watched Rebels, and a lot of that backstory just kind of, when we see Sabine, a lot of her character development and growth that she had in Rebels kind of felt like it meant nothing. Like, all of the growth, all of the turmoil, all of the strife, all of the struggle she went through kind of just means nothing anymore. But that could just be very well me thinking too much about it, because that's what I do. I'm a fan. What can I say? So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. I'm hoping to get to 500 subscribers in the next couple of months so I can get monetized. Yeah. So I hope all of you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye.